What's happening?
You know, just going off and asking people what they do to have balance between work life and personal life.
Golf.
What?
Golf.
Golf? What are you talking about, golf? How is golf going to balance?
Huh?
I'm burning my dinner. Hold on. Hold on. This is real glamorous Trader Joe's dinner here that I'm making.
You got to get one of those tripods that holds your phone.
Oh, so I will one. I have a tripod that holds my phone, but right now I just literally came in my kitchen, put this in a pan, and said, I'm going to go live. And look, Roland S. Martin joined me, so I'm doing something without a tripod. Now what? So you tell me, Roland S. Martin, what do you think is the balance? What do you think it requires to have success in life, progress, promotion, joy, just enjoying yourself, but also have the time to have people along with you on the path and not feel like you're doing too much or it's hard or it's a chore to have both?
Well, it's only a chore if you actually are grinding on your job. For instance, my work isn't work. I mean, it has nothing to do with how large the audience is. It has nothing to do with how large the platform is. It's literally the joy of what I do. So for me, we can have, I spent 5 weeks in Georgia and we were going here, going there, and it was great. But then when it's over, then you know how to step away. I left, I went to Orlando for 2 days, run New Year's, played golf for 2 days, and I came back on the campaign trail. So, but if you don't actually enjoy it, if it's a grind, if you're pissed, if it's like, I remember in 2012, Soledad and I were, she was just like, Roland, oh my God, how are you doing CNN and Tom Joyner and TV1 and your speeches and your books? And I was like, easy. And we were going on and on, and finally I was like, okay, you know what? We're going to stop having this conversation, because she was so frustrated with what was happening with CNN. And then she's going to shoot these documentaries, then her kids and homework. And I literally said, this is the last fucking time we're going to have this conversation. No idea. I just went there.
You said a word. He said a bomb. Okay.
I said more time. And I was like, no. And so we began. And so the conversation that we ended up having was, I said, look, it doesn't matter if it's seen in the platform. It doesn't matter. I said, you're a brand. You can do what you want to do. You can go out and create the kind of projects that you want that bring you joy, and you're not having to listen to somebody else. And then, so Jeff Zucker comes in, he gets rid of both of us, and a year later, she hits me. She goes, Roland, I made more in the first 3 months of 2014 than I made last year. I said, I told you. See, what happens is when we stop thinking that this stuff is the be all the end all and just go, no. I want to find joy in my work. I want to find peace and love and happiness. And now the same thing when it comes to personal. Like my philosophy on vacation, I don't believe that we're on vacation. No, you on vacation, I'm on vacation. I'm doing the stuff I like. And here's the deal. If you say, I'm going hiking, I ain't going hiking. Okay? Oh, I could love you and think about you while you're going. But
I'm the same way. I ain't going hiking. Sorry.
No, but I'm saying is, I want you to be happy doing what you do on vacation.
Right.
I'm going to be over here playing golf, loving what I do. We're going to come back together, and guess what? You happy, I'm happy, everybody happy. But when it's this whole, why are you doing that? Where are you going? How long are you going to be? No.
That's work.
Okay, we got dinner, and we got breakfast, we got lunch. No, we ain't setting no alarms. And so I think the same thing happens so forget a vacation when you're at home. Yeah. It's just, I think people are so overbearing that they don't know how to find personal joy. You can be married or have a partner and be together, but have personal joy. And that's part of the deal. Like, I don't believe in that, I'm 50, I find my other half. No. You got to bring your whole ass to me. I don't know. You can't come. And that's the deal. People don't know how to find joy in the work. And so it becomes the grind, and then it's just overbearing everything else. So, I mean, I ain't got none of them issues. I enjoy what I do, and I'm good. I smile every day. I ain't complaining, whining, oh my God, this is too much. Gone with that.
Okay, wait. Okay, so tell us how you got to that place. Did you just pop out like this? Were you born like this? Did you come to this? Did you mature to this?
Always had that view. The two most important words that I've always operated by my entire life. You understand, I went to communications high school. So I decided what I'm doing now at 14. In my high school, I was school communications. I had a Letterman's jacket. On the back, it says Mr. TV. That's what the other students called me, because I shot all video. So the two words that have always defined me have been freedom and flexibility. Freedom and flexibility. If you want to put a straight jacket on me, and handcuffs and duct tape, it don't matter how much money we talking about. No, it doesn't. Because after 60 days, I would have gotten used to the money. Right. And I know somebody out there listening is saying, no, Roland, if somebody paid you $5-10 million, no, I'm being very serious. If somebody says that this is all you can do, this is me, and they're paying me $5 million, I'm going to be absolutely out of my mind, because I'm being constrained. And when you're constrained, that brings stress, pressure. You're pissed, you're angry, you're frustrated. So they're paying you $5 million, but you're not enjoying it.
Right. It's not worth it.
Because you're mad, you're angry. And so I've always said, I will walk away from, if someone says, yeah, but that's why people go, we're going to pay you this. No. Money is the last thing I negotiate.
What's the first thing?
The first thing, what am I doing?
Okay, second thing.
And a part of that is, okay, it's a part of what am I doing? What does that entail? What freedom do I have? What choices do I have? We go through all of that. I walked up, people don't realize, when my TV1 show ended, they offered me a new deal. Same amount of money. I said no. Because I said, y'all keep telling me we might do this. No. I need to know we're going to do this. Otherwise, you're going to pay me to sit on the sideline and I'm going to be pissed. So literally, I could have gotten paid to do nothing and I would have been angry because I would have been handcuffed from doing other things. And so that's the same. So you take that philosophy to everything else. If I'm in a relationship and you handcuffing me and I got a straitjacket, I'm just letting you know, Ro gonna be pissed. It's not gonna be a good environment.
Ro's gonna go hiking, but just not with you.
No, there will be problems because again, you're being constrained. Yeah. You can't do you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. And the biggest thing is, like, I had a job at the Houston Defender, and I love Sunny Messiah Giles. She's a fantastic publisher. But Sunny had like an 8 a.m. meeting, and it was like, look, I don't do 8 a.m. meetings. Now, because here's why. You'll see me at the paper at 10 p.m., midnight. The point is this here. Do you want to mandate that I'm at your 8 a.m. meeting? Or do you want me being my absolute best getting your paper out? Which one do you want? And that structure, like, she loved Franklin Covey. She was like a Franklin Covey, like, just nutty person. We had to get binders and stuff.
Organized.
And I was like, no. But see, that was a system that she loved. Well, I came from the computer generation. I came up in the first Apple computers. I had one of the first Casio PDAs. So we were in a meeting, and she was like, where's your binder? I said, it's at home. I said, I'm not carrying that big-ass binder. And I pulled a PDA. I said, this is my Franklin Covey. And she's like, that's unacceptable. I said, no. The binder works for you, not me. So what you should be saying is, how can I get the maximum out of you? And see, now I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but Jimmy Johnson said this here. They said, Jimmy, would you let Troy, Michael, and Emmett do whatever they want? He said, hell yeah. He said, those are my 3 biggest stars. He said, but them other people can't do that. He understood, I'm going to coach you, different from you, different from you. My goal is to win. And I think that's one of the mistakes that people make. They don't know how to manage personalities differently to say, I want the best out of you, so I've got to figure out that there's no one way of doing it. And I think that applies to work, it applies to home, it applies to all of that. And there's so many people who are walking around who are just frustrated because they are being constrained and the person who they are working with doesn't understand how to just let them be free to be who they are.
So obviously you cannot expect that someone else can give you that liberty. You have to expect it. Like, how did you navigate that?
It's a part of the deal. It's very simple. If you want me, I got to have this. I had a publisher in Dallas. They had a 10 o'clock meeting, and one of the staffers said, Mr. Washington, why do we have to come to this meeting and Roland doesn't? And he said, have y'all driven by the paper 10 o'clock at night? Mr. Martin's car is out here, but you leave at 5 o'clock. He said, if he needs to go play, because I was on morning radio, and then I would come to the black newspaper. He said, if he needs to go play golf and come in here at 3, and I know he's going to be here till midnight, he ain't got to come to my 10 o'clock meeting because he understood I'm paying him to get the best paper out, not adhere to my schedule. So my deal is, that's up front. Every job that I've run 10 newsrooms, and my whole deal is I need complete power. Because here's my deal. If my ass on the line, I ain't going to get fired because I didn't have all the power. So I need all of the power. So I need to control the whole budget, control over staff, because, again, that's what I need to do what I need to do effectively. So you negotiate it up front. And then here's the piece. When you know what makes you, it's clear. And I think that's part of the problem. Most people in relationships, most people don't actually know themselves. They've never done what I call a personal assessment. A personal assessment, we typically do these when we've had a traumatic experience, when we've been divorced, when we've had a death, when we've had a near-death experience, when something has happened. Then I want to take stock. I encourage people to do a personal assessment. Now, here's the deal with a personal assessment. Personal assessment is real painful because I'm talking about going really deep inside of you, shutting everything down and asking the most basic question: who am I?
Yes.
Why am I extrovert? Why am I introvert? Why do I like to laugh out loud? Why is it that I don't? Why do I like to dance? Why I don't like to dance? Where do I get this from? Is it from my mother? Is it from my father? All this stuff, am I intimate? Do I like to hug? Do I like to cuddle? Do I don't like that? When you do all of that, it's real simple. If you know that I'm an intimate person who likes to hug, but I'm dating somebody and they don't like to hug, this ain't even got to go to a second date.
Right.
Because I'm clear. So when you're clear, when you've done a personal assessment and you're clear on who you are, and everybody can't handle that.
No.
But when you are, whether work or personal, you say, this is who I am. This is what I need. Now, if you let me do what I do, I'm going to kill this. I'm going to take this to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But if you want to sit here and constrain me, you might want to go hire somebody else.
How many personal assessments have you done for yourself? How much inner work have you done for yourself to live the life that you want? Because that's what you're saying.
I mean, because look, I went through a divorce in 1999. Before that, I always knew. When I say I used to do something when I was a kid, and I still do it, but I used to literally do this here. I used to lay in the bed or lay on the floor. I would toss a baseball, basketball, football in the air, and I would think about problems. And then I would go through the process of coming to a solution to the problem. So therefore, when it actually happened, I've already processed. I mean, I would literally just sit there and I would just think about stuff. I would just, if this happened, what would I do?
You'd play it all the way out, not necessarily worst case scenario, but you would play out the scenario to the end so that when you walked into the situation, you'd already been there before.
Right. Which is why when I've worked in media, I walk into a situation, something happens, and in a matter of seconds, I'm there because I've already processed it.
Yeah, that's good.
So other folks are standing there trying to figure out, and I'm like, okay, we're going here. And they're like, don't you ever think about it? I've already thought about it. I thought about this actually 10 years ago. And you can stay in right here and go through all the stuff you want to. So part of that then goes into everything. That goes into literally everything. Where do I go to school? What am I going to do when I get there? It's like when I was in college, I had a professor. This is no lie. This really did happen. English class, Tuesday, Thursday class. And he goes, we took a test. He said, I need you to stay at the class. I said, all right, fine. He says, I'm very, very bothered by your performance. You didn't do well in your test. You come to my class late. He went through this whole deal. And I was like, you done? I said, man, look, I don't give a damn about this class. And he looked at me. He said, what? I said, let me explain something to you. I'm here for a sheet of paper. Okay? In order for me to get a job in media, I need this degree. I said, now here's the deal. Ain't nobody going to ask me for a transcript. Nobody's going to ask me for a GPA. I said, so I'm working at a newspaper right now. And if I have a choice between reading your 100 pages and working on my craft, I ain't reading your 100 pages. I said, so I need you to understand. I don't need an A. I don't need a B. I don't need a C. I said, I see the D. I said, if I have chosen how to expend my energy.
Right.
And it's not going to be in your class. And he was like, now mind you, that's like to actually say that. And so then I had journalism class. 50-minute class with a test. I come in 15 minutes late, leave 15 minutes early. Test
now,
comes
some
back.
would say that's not respectful.
No.
Say that. I'm just saying. I'm playing it out.
But that's people who don't get it. That's people who are looking at this and because so here's what happened. The professor calls me, she goes, had you focused and dedicated yourself and not come to late, leave early, you could have made an A. I said, I didn't give a damn about this A. I did. I'm being straight up. I said, here's what I need you to understand, Dr. Thomas. I said, when I leave here, I am going to have to write a story in 20 minutes. I will have reported, have a set of facts. I have a 20-minute deadline to write a story. If I don't put myself in practice, taking a set of facts and writing it in 20 minutes, I won't know how to do it when it's crunch time. And then if I fail, then that's a job. This is just your class. I said, so this is what I need you to do. I need you to explain to me how I made an 84. Because the next class, I'm coming here 15 minutes late. I'm going to leave 15 minutes early. But I'm armed with what made me an 84 last time. So it's going to be a 90, 95 next time. She was focused on the class and the assignment. I was already focused on the career. Yeah. There's a reason I got promoted 3 times in the first 18 months of my career. Because I put that work in as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So the point I'm saying is when you process that, when you visualize it, when you see it, you then decide, I am about to commit myself to this. And here's the crazy thing. Everything I'm describing for you, we laud when athletes do it. Yeah. Look at the time LeBron put in. Oh, we praise that, but then we say it's crazy over here. Go back and watch The Last Dance. Remember when Phil Jackson, when Dennis Rodman said, Coach, I got to go blow off some steam. Phil Jackson knew, I need to let Dennis go. Yeah. He said, Dennis, you got 24 hours. He knew, I'm trying to win a championship. If Dennis needs to go blow some steam off to come back and help me win a ring, dog, go blow off some steam. Yeah. But 9.9 out of 10 people would have said, how dare you? You have to stay right here. You've got to practice. It's understanding people. And I think the biggest thing people don't do is they don't study other people to say, what makes you you? So I got to figure out what makes you you. Mm-hmm. And I got to put you in the best position to be successful. And if that means that I'm managing you differently than this person, but that's what I'm going to do. And so I always, because my quest was, when I walked into my high school campus, I said, I will be the best student that has ever come through this school. I didn't say up until I got here. I didn't say while I'm here. I said even when I leave.
So forever, in all of history of that.
So when you say that, that means you got to put the work in.
Right. And
now which then requires processing, visualization, commitment, discipline, focus, and and knowing not to put yourself in a situation where you fail. So if you say, you know what, this job here, I can't do that because I know what I'm not going to be able to do. So therefore I will not be successful. It's better I leave that opportunity alone. Right. And that's the hardest thing, I think, for a lot of people. The hardest thing, because we look at the money. Yeah. As opposed to, as I said, when I got the NABJ Journalist of the Year in 2013, many of us are enamored with the largeness of the letters on our business card. Mm-hmm. But we have small opportunities. So if you tell me, Roland, you can work for a big company, but you got a small opportunity, or you can work for a small company, with a big opportunity, I'm going for the latter.
That's good advice. I have a question for you. Because you have been able to break some barriers and to defy odds or gravity or whatever somebody might describe, what would you say, considering our current media landscape and how things have changed culturally and politically and in so many areas, in 2021 and beyond, what do you think is the next phase that people should enter into as far as a mindset in order to be best equipped for moving in this current climate?
Ooh, let me tell you something. If, Lord have mercy, if I was coming out right now, yo, when I say I would be ignorant hyped, I would, seriously, I would be dangerous. I'm talking about, I would be See, this is the moment that we're now living in. And actually, the moment we're living in is that the gatekeepers no longer control everything. The beauty of now, I'll come out, you're at your dominant papers, your dominant broadcast networks, your dominant cable networks, and it was opportunity, they were extremely limited. Technology, the cost of technology was a barrier. You had to have $100,000 Avid editing system. Now, literally, the $100,000 Avid editing system is right here. The fact that Steven Soderbergh, if y'all have not seen the movie High Flying Bird, y'all need to go watch High Flying Bird. It's on Netflix. I watch that movie every 3 months. This is no lie. And you may think, why you keep watching a movie every 3 months? Steven Soderbergh shot the entire movie with an iPhone 6 and 7. So I watch it. Now, I already know the movie, but I watch it because I'm looking at camera angles, lighting, how he did it. I've actually read a dozen stories on how he did it, because what it's doing is it's literally inspiring me. And I'm watching and I'm thinking, and my mind is like, this. I was watching the MLK FBI documentary last night, and they had this interview with Dr. King, and it was a four shot, and I'm like, yo, look at the lighting on his face on that one, and then this camera angle. Then I was kind of like, yo, okay, I can do this. I can. I was, and so the moment we're in is everything has changed. The moment we're in, everything has changed. So I would tell anybody now, you're now in a position to where you don't have to operate by all the old rules. But this is the key. The movie is called High Flying Bird, y'all. High Flying Bird. But here's what's still the same. And nothing has changed. And no amount of money, you can have all the social media in the world. This will never change. Work ethic. Doesn't change. See, I know I got a whole bunch of millennials. I've hired them. I've hired Gen Z, and they're eager and they think they're smart and they want to do all this stuff. And I look at them, I go, explain to me how you want to do all that and you can't outwork me. And then they're like, but I said, you can't outwork me. I need you to understand, my high school, we had a test where we had to assemble, mind you, this was when they had the separate camera, video recorder, all this sort of stuff. We had a test where you had to assemble the camera, the videotape recorder, audio, tripod in 120 seconds. Now, I take my people through this whole piece where we got to get out of the truck when we're live streaming events. Set the switcher up, set the cameras up, set the live view, set all this up, and it's got to be done literally in 10 minutes. They're like, we need 30. You have 10. Because, going back to what I said, their class assignment, it's going to happen where you only have 10 minutes. So the work ethic, I don't care. Somebody can watch this video 50 years from now, it still applies. You have to have work ethic. You're not going, people come to me, oh, I want to do what you do, but do you want to go through what I went through? Yeah. So when you say you want to do what I do, does that mean you want to make the money I make? Does that mean you want to have these celebrities' cell phones and you can call them directly? When you say you want what I have, do you want do you want the fruits of my labor, or do you want to go through the labor to bear the fruit? Then they go, I ain't thought about it. I'm like, precisely. Because what you really want is you want the fruit. Mm-hmm. You don't want the labor. Yeah. Well, you can't have the fruit without the labor. So the work ethic still defines. Work ethic still, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 2021, if it was 2011, if it was 1991, when I graduated from college, it's all the same. It's the work ethic. That's what gets it to. That's what gets you there.
Yeah. Well, and I think attitude too, because people want to be appreciated in 2021 as much as they did in 1961. I mean, maybe even more. I think that you don't think that respect, you don't think that, see, and again, you asked me about my book, and so you're saying kindness doesn't matter, attitude doesn't matter.
No. I'm not saying kindness doesn't matter.
Okay, respect is part of kindness to me. Appreciation is part of kindness.
But here's my whole deal.
I see you.
No. Here's my whole deal with appreciation. Do you know how this is a capitalistic society? The most fundamental way you show me appreciation is what you pay me.
Okay.
Now here's the deal. You can say, I appreciate. Oh my God, Roland, that was a great interview. Thank you.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
But the real deal is here. I can't deposit that.
Well, that's kind too.
Right. I'm just saying that for me, it's always, and I've been like this since I was in high school.
Yeah.
That's not how, again, I appreciate it. The people who I appreciate, when people say, I really enjoy your work, when the public does that, that's different. Because that's because they are on the receiving end of the work. Okay, so that's different.
Right.
At the office, you got the payroll.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can sit here and I can't deposit none of that.
You can't deposit a compliment. I understand.
And I appreciate it. But the reason I'm so hardcore about that is because there are some bosses, and this is really happening with Black people, where they want to reward us with compliments, but when that raise time comes, all of a sudden it's a whole different. That's why, and I did this, and I'm really ignorant. I did this too.
Okay, I'm ready.
Every time someone externally would send me a letter or an email or a card, I would make 2 copies. Oh. I would put one in my newsroom personnel file.
Okay.
Go to them and say, I need you to put this in my newsroom personnel file. But then, because I ain't trust them, I would then take that same copy and go to HR and put it in their personnel file.
Are you serious?
Here's why. See, I start every job with the premise I'm going to get fired anyway.
What?
Follow me here.
Okay,
three things going to happen, okay? You going to stay. You going to leave on your own volition, or your ass going to get fired. It's only 3 things going to happen. Okay? I worked in mainstream newsrooms. I was the only Black male reporter in the newsroom.
Oh,
okay?
My goodness.
So I knew how folks roll. So Roland wasn't sitting here, just trusting folk just to do what they do.
Every time you got a letter from somebody on the outside, you would put it in the 2 files.
Here's why. So when review time come up, follow me here. This is the average person's personnel file.
You better have some chips and queso on that plate for you.
This is Roland's personnel file.
I thought
so
you were
when they sit here
for something good. Okay.
When they sit here and try to justify why they can't pay me, they got to do that with a thick file in their hand. You think I'm lying? I'm telling you.
I don't think you're lying. No, I'm not.
No. What I'm about to tell you, you're gonna crack up laughing. Because again, I am ignorant. I don't trust, and I people act a fool. I work for the Fort Worth Star Telegram. Something happened.
Oh, yeah.
And K Northcott. See, look, I ain't got a problem calling names. I don't. K Northcott was coming to my desk, and I don't know what precipitated this, but she then says, you know, you really need to get your production up. And I want you to understand, that is a gross insult to me, because I've always had high production. So I stood up and I like walked in like in a prayer circle, like, let me breathe. I was doing some breathe exercise. I said, I'm about to cuss this little white woman out, because I know she didn't just do this. And she goes, you know what, let's take this into the office. I said, you know, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I think you want to take this into the office.
This is going to be a really happy ending, right? This is going to be a really
no. This is real happy.
Okay.
Oh, this happy.
This is going to be a really positive, story.
Oh, no. When you hear the end, you're going to be like,
I'm going to be really grateful I heard it.
You're going to say, that boy brilliant.
Oh, my.
So I said, give me a couple of minutes. So I go to my computer, I print some stuff out. I walk into the office, and I literally tossed this sheet on paper. I said, you might want to read that before you start talking. So she looks at it. I had broken down by year, month, and week my production. How many stories I wrote, how many stories I contributed to, and a comparison between this year and the last year, which increased production. Now, this is about to really crack you up. She says, well, we don't really measure production by the number of stories you do. I said, well, what the hell is production? I said, oh, you mean quality stories. Turn to page 2. I had the number of stories that I wrote that ran on the front page, that ran on the Metro page.
Oh my goodness.
I said, now, are you now going to tell me that 65% of my stories that ran on the front page are not quality stories? I said, I want you to caution what you're about to say, Kate, because you my editor. Which means that if they're not quality, that means you were edited. I said that you edited stories that were not a quality, and looks on you. I said, so can we just dismiss with all of this and get to the heart of what the real issue is? So one of my white colleagues said to me, Roland, how did you find the time to do that? And I said, Jennifer, I mean, no disrespect. I'm a Black man in media. I don't come to work trusting folk. I got to have all my stuff in a row. So when my work ethic gets questioned, I have the backup on the spot to challenge them at any time. And she was like, I had never thought of that. I have taken that throughout my career because I've seen people lose jobs, lose assignments, not get raises because they trusted, oh, they're going to do what's right. I'm going to have all my research. So when Roland comes in, to your point about when you need to show me some respect and show how much you love Ro, you're going to have to show me with this.
With appreciation.
Yeah, I appreciate you do a great job with an extra 0 behind it. But all of that leads to that because they now have to say none of that stuff matters, which now says this really is not about production. It's not about quality of work. It's about your subjective view or whatever that you want to then place on me. And a lot of my colleagues, and I've talked to people over the years, they go, dang, I never thought about it like that, because they were so trusting, thinking that, oh, they just gonna automatically. I mean, look at all these Black candidates right now. They are absolutely qualified to be NFL head coaches. They're not getting hired because there are these subjective standards that are applied. And so I'm just all about reminding people that that you have to protect yourself. And so when I talk about kindness and all that, that you have to love yourself. You have to be in a situation where you tell yourself, yo, that was a good story.
Yeah.
That I don't need you, my boss or whatever, to affirm my work, because my standard is higher than yours. And that if that makes me smile, that's when it's like, yeah, that was good. That was good. And people will say, Roland, that was great. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Because I know what I'm trying to achieve. And so I just look at it a little differently than other people in terms of the work and what you enjoy and all of that, because you know the work that you put in to get there. And when you know that you can make yourself smile and your standards are that high, that's when you say, yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good.
Well, I've been coached to keep receipts, as some people have been saying in the comments. You know, being able to track progress in terms of like team or individual success, but this detail by which you did it and how deliberately you did it is next level, for sure. And wow. But I do want to talk to you. One more thing. I want to talk to you about attitude, because I see that loving yourself message. It is so true. You have to be kind to yourself. But in lieu of the fact that you should have received a book, but I don't know if you did.
I have it.
You do or don't?
I have it.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I had somebody send it to you. So good. I had the publisher send it. But how, when you think about how people are representing you, whether it's the people you're hiring and they're representing your company, or it's people you're associating with, or the entities that you decide to be a part of yourself, how important is it that there is a kindness or a force of considering other people? And maybe whether that's called service to you, whether that's called compassion to you.
How shall I answer this?
This is the most interesting Saturday night interview I've done in a long time.
I don't, just be clear, because I don't even play. I am extremely tough and demanding.
That doesn't mean you're not kind.
No. I got it. What I'm saying, but I'm very tough and demanding. And then I have folk who work with me who go, damn, he mean. No. I establish up front where we're trying to go. But let me also explain why this is so, what also is so personal to me. I've spent more years of my career working in Black media than any other media. One of the downfalls of, one of the pitfalls of white supremacy is that Black people question what's ours. And I had several times when I worked at TV One, people would say, man, when you gonna get you a show? I said, I'm on 5 days a week, every Monday. No, mate. When you gonna get you a real show? Like on CNN or MSNBC or ABC. A real show. And I proceeded to say, this is when Brian Williams was the anchor before Lester Holt. I said, brother, do you know that when Brian Williams comes to Washington, D.C., he literally sits in the same chair I sit in? Do you know that there's a bristle brush on a shelf to the left of that seat? Brian don't use a bristle brush. I said, what he didn't realize is that we did our show from NBC News Channel in Washington, D.C. Hold on one second. I'm putting my tripod on. He didn't realize that. So what happened was, because it was a Black network, he assumed it wasn't quality. So For me, sometimes I had staffers who would say, well, you know, we're a black show. And I would say, if you say it again, you're fired. If you say it again, you're fired. When we would have mistakes and they were like, why are you so angry? I said, because what you don't understand is that our window is not as wide. Our latitude is not as wide. The level of excellence that we have to reach is important. So I very tough. The thing I tell people about kindness is, and how you operate is, one, are you consistent? I'm consistent with everybody. My niece works for me. She's almost been fired 4 times. Oh, and I've made it clear. And I've said to her, I just brought her on full time, and I said, let me be real clear with you. I will fire you. You have to do the work. And so what happens is, for people, I think, if you're in an environment where it's just miserable, it's really because you're working for a miserable person. It has nothing to do with the work. There's nothing to do with the pressure and, you know, everything that we're, oh my goodness, and we're going through. No. They're just miserable, which means that it's some other stuff in their life. They miserable at home. They miserable with their parents, their brothers and sisters. They're just miserable. They don't have any joy in their life. And so for me, the ability to laugh, whether you listen to music, whether you're doing whatever at work, but when it's time to work, it's time to work. It ain't time to play. And it's establishing what I call clearly defined, I want these barriers, but boundaries as well when it comes to doing the work. The way I manage, I like to, how you want to roll. I don't need to see you all day. I don't. When I ran newspapers, I told my staffers, I mean, look, y'all can go to the movies. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to. Long as at 4 o'clock, your story's in, I don't care. I learned, because that's how I was. I don't care what you do. I don't have to see you all week if you handle your business. We good. But if you're not handling your business, then we got a problem. And so for me, that's sort of how I operate what I do. I ain't riding you. I'm not trying to ask you 5 or 6 times something, because if you tell me I got it, don't make me have to ask you 3 times. Yeah. See, so I run a very loose ship, because where it's not pressure. I'm not overbearing on you, where I give you lots of freedom because I'm expecting you to deliver. Now, if you don't deliver, and now I got to check behind you, now I got to stay on top of you, it's not going to be a happy environment. Because guess what? Now I'm not happy. Now I'm having to do some stuff I don't want to have to do. And if I have to keep doing that, it's a good bet you're not going to be working for me long, because that's just not that's not how I'm trying to live. I don't like that whole overbearing. And again, that's where management styles come in. That's where that means that you have to have people who are self-starters, who will follow through, who have the work ethic. But if there are people who are needy, and I've worked with some people, and it's like, I can't get with this. I literally was trained old school. I can't get with the folk who need to be praised constantly. Mm-hmm. I don't praise you for some stuff that you're supposed to do because you're getting paid. And here's me, when you go above and beyond, Adrienne, that was on point. I ain't praising you because you came to work on time.
Right.
I ain't bringing cupcakes. And I'm serious. And I think this has been a struggle with when I've had to manage, and especially folks in this generation. And I do go back to that participation trophy stuff, because, how should I put this? I think one of the greatest mistakes anyone can make is when they don't push somebody to fulfill all of their talent and they allow them to coast in junior high, in high school, and in college. And now when they get out, they have been conditioned to coast.
Right.
And so now when if you raise your voice, oh, it's a hostile work environment. What? What do you mean it's a hostile work? I mean, it is coming to, oh my God, I'm being bullied. No, you ain't been bullied. You screwed up. Like, there are real life consequences look, we're in television. How would you, let me ask you this question, Miss Bankert, how would you respond? Just curious, how would you respond if massive crowds, let's just take the inauguration just happened, and let's just say all of these people out here, all the cameras out here, and you actually managed to secure a quick 3-minute interview with President Joe Biden, and nobody else got it. And after you planned it, plotted it, you put all the work in, you had 2 cameras, then you find out that this camera did not hit the record button.
Oh no.
What's going to be your response? Are you in that moment, Miss Bankert, going to be kind?
Yes.
Going to be considerate?
Yes. I'm going to kindly keep my mouth shut so I don't say something crazy. I think that I'm different because I've really worked at kindness, because I wasn't always the kindest person on the planet, and I'm not the kindest person on the planet now. But I really believe that what you're describing is just one instance of the high pressure we're in right now, where anything can trigger you, set you off, cause you to explode, be a domino effect to make you have the worst day of your life, or make it feel that way. I feel like everybody is raw right now, intense. So it doesn't take much. That would be a tipping point for some people. For other people, they'd be like throwing the scripts in the air. For other people, they'd be cussing up a storm. But I think that one strength that we all need right now, whether you're Roe or whether you're AB, is to be able to respond under pressure.
Oh, yeah.
In a way that doesn't cause dynamite, World War III, etc.
Now, what I described for you actually happened. And let's just say that photographer and I made it
that
clear.
That actually happened to you? Wow. What did you
20th,
I don't want to know what you did. No.
20th anniversary of the Million Man March.
You did. Louis Farrakhan gave no interviews. He was leaving. And I told my people, y'all, Farrakhan is going to stop when he sees me. I was like, ignore the fruit of Islam. Trust me, this is going to happen. And when he came off that stage, it was in that golf cart, and he was coming off, they slowed down, and then the guy kept driving the cart, and he was essentially like dragging us, and Farrakhan said, stop the cart, and did the interview. My guy to my left did not have the best angle. He was blocked by a couple of people. The photog was on my right shoulder. He was in, and I'm saying we rehearsed it. And here's the crazy part. You're going to crack up laughing. I had a GoPro style camera that was on a tripod that was high up that recorded all of this. So we have a video of us preparing 10, 15 minutes before he comes off. We just shoot it, and then you see me dap up my head of production because he said, bro, that was tight. You're the only person who got an interview with Farrakhan. And then you see the photographer walk by, goes, I don't think I was recording. Oh no. And how terrible did he feel?
and he felt terrible, but then, you know, and when I say I'm seething,
oh, I can imagine.
I am beyond. And he saw, then like when we were packing up, he's like, okay, who buying drinks? And I was like, Henry, you better have that month. When I was, and I
don't drop another bomb now.
I literally said, but folk, all my followers know.
I know.
Cussing lowers blood pressure.
No.
I said, actually, cussing does lower blood pressure, because therefore you just get it all off.
Oh my God.
I said, he will never work for me again.
There are consequences.
And I said, and you need to make it clear to him. In fact, if he sees me, he needs to go in the other direction.
I don't deny it. I'm sure that's exactly how it played out. You don't.
Oh, that's exactly how I said it. I was like, I said he should go in the other. Like that will never be a moment where we laugh about that.
Right. I don't even want to laugh because I can already feel you replaying in your body and feeling that seething.
Wait a minute.
I don't want you to have that return.
My production guy who hired him, if I bring this story up, he goes, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. It triggers him. He's like, dude, don't bring that. He said, don't talk about that story.
Let's not talk about that again.
He's like, I'm getting mad right now. It is. So when we are, but you know, but let me give I won't say the flip side to also when you can call it toughness or whatever. But here's the one thing I also and I've had my people come back. They tell me, they say, dude, I'm so glad that you were not soft on me.
This is the guy that didn't.
No. Other people who've worked for me.
Okay.
Because I've worked for some places and they just it was very soft and they just, you know, everything was wonderful, but they didn't challenge people. I'm all about, I'm going to help you go to another level if you are willing to put the work in. But understand, you're gonna have to do some work, and it ain't gonna be painless. And in my experience has been, the people who want to go there, those are the people who really want to be in this business, who really want to be the best they can. And they're the people who are not so needy. Because what I tell a needy person, what you actually need, I can't give you. Because what you're looking for is something you didn't get from your mom or your daddy. And I'm not your mom or your daddy.
Yeah.
I can't give you that. I know what I can do. I know how I show appreciation. I know how and again, I am not, you know, and when you know also who's who, look, if we had to say who's the good cop, bad cop, I ain't gonna pick the good cop.
Right.
I know I'm not. That's just for me in the work environment. Like, I have boundaries. I ain't hugging that ain't got nothing to do with me too. It's like, no, it's just how I operate. It's work. We're here to work. And we ain't gonna act a fool, stuff along those lines. And again, we're gonna work. We're gonna get our stuff done. I'm gonna be very methodical. You can call me anal retentive when it comes to gear or whatever. But I also know what happens when stuff falls apart, when somebody does not check stuff, and does not go through the P's and Q's and things on those lines. But I just think that I caution a lot of people today, especially millennials and Gen Zs. If you need that much love and affection, I need you to identify why. Because it's not
again.
Huh?
The inner work again, like we were talking about earlier, the personal assessment. I really like what you said about, we have to love ourselves, we have to know ourselves, and we have to find joy in the work, which is how we first started. Joy in the relationship, joy in the work, because then you'll have the fuel to have the work ethic that you need to work in a high pressure environment that is not going to become any less pressured with high deadlines, tight deadlines. And I think that a lot of people have lost that joy, or they've never had it. And so discovering it, I think, is something that I think people like yourself, through mentorship or through example, you can demonstrate, because people don't know how to tap into that joy that you're talking about.
Yeah, no, they don't. The people, they look at it, it's so funny because I had a guy, it happened in Georgia. He goes, man, why are you carrying this equipment? I was like, what you mean? He's like, don't you have people for this? I was like, yeah, but I know how to set this stuff up. I said, then why am I going to pay 2 other people to do something I can do? He said, 2 other people. I said, dude, I do the work of 5 people. I said, I've always known that. I know what, I said, but this is what I enjoy doing. I said, my ego is not, ooh, I'm beyond that. I'm not going to fly the drone. When you talk about joy, straight up, Jamie Harrison has a campaign event. It's at HBCU. We're in the Columbia. So we're driving up, and it's the outside of a stadium. It's on the outside of a stadium, and there's this water. Then there's the road, and I'm like, oh, because when you drive up, all the cars, they had the stage set up, stadium behind. It was just this great shot, and we're in the car driving up, and I go, oh shit, that's gonna be a great drone shot. I said, oh man, that's gonna look great. Seriously, this isn't just now. So I'm like, oh, this is literally me in the car. Oh shit, that's gonna be a great drone shot. So it's 10 minutes before we go live. I'm trying to get this drone shot. I'm like, I'm getting this drone shot for the show. So I do it. Then I can't, and I realized I could not. It was something how I had to get it off the card, and I didn't have time to get off the card. So I figured out right there how to share it from the drone and airdropped it to my phone, dropped it in our group meet chat with my staff, and they were able to download it. And the guy who watches me from, I think he's in California, he sent me a text, and he says, man, you're describing this crowd. That'd be great for a drone shot. I said, wait for it. And so I was able to get the shot. My people downloaded it, and then they played the shot. My production guy, who's back in DC, he goes, no, that shit look good. And again, the average person out there would go, y'all excited about a drone shot? But the ability to be able to, you see it, and you know what it looks like, and then you execute it, and within 10 minutes of going live, you got to integrate it into the show. And it just made our production look. So if you're watching it, you're sitting there going, man, this ain't like a regular digital show. This ain't, this ain't. And so then I go back and it's like, damn, I need to figure out how can we do this in a live broadcast. And then I'm online, and then I see that DJI has a $750 remote controller, which is HDMI out, which means you can plug it right up to your switcher, and you can literally have a live drone shot in your broadcast. And we've had it ever since. So again, for the person who this ain't what they do, it's kind of like, that made you excited? Yes. Yeah. Because for the audience, now all of a sudden, you don't have just your camera here, your camera here. Now all of a sudden, you watching a football game and they have the Goodyear blimp shot. Basically, I got the same thing with a $2,000 drone with a remote control. And now it's this, so this show, this Black-owned, small staff show now looks big. And my audience response was, yo, that's awesome.
Yeah.
that's what I'm, and so that's what I mean by when I'm walking my people through. The joy comes in delivering that, knowing what you're giving to the audience and the process and what it feels like. And now if a staffer pulled that off, I'm like, that's the shit. Yeah. I'm gonna sit here and be like, yo, you want to talk about give us some props? Because what you now are thinking much bigger. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yo, and now your creative juice is flowing. And so then it gets us to now, what else can we do? What else can we do? How else can we make this? And that's where, for me, the joy of what we do comes in. And so I shot something. No. I want you to go somewhere else with it. I want you to move somewhere else with it. And for the person who posted, let the lady talk, y'all, she asked me the question. But that's the thing. It's that, but that's, and for the people who don't get it, because you can tell just how I'm describing this.
Well, you know what it is? Let me say this, and I feel like you're using this as a great analogy, because for most people, and for those of you just joining, the fact is I had these questions and Roland just popped up and said, let's go.
I didn't even know you had questions. I just popped up and I was like, yo, what up? Let me just get the request.
Okay, so you didn't even know. That's amazing. So
I didn't.
I was asking questions about how you can live the most fulfilling life within relationships and career. And you've dropped some wisdom from your career in terms of pursuing your dream, getting outside the box, requiring what you want. And what you just told, this story about the drone shot, I think every person, whether you're in media or you're in any industry, wants to see what they have inside their heart and their head, their vision, actually manifest and come to pass. And what you did was take what looked too big or larger than life, or maybe unattainable in a 10-minute window, and we're able to make it function and actually do it. And then that leads to more innovation for the future of your program. Like, that's what we're all trying to do. We're all trying to take what's inside of our head and what's inside of our heart and actually manifest it. And so by finding joy in actually attempting or considering, you know what, I'm going to at least go for it. I'm going to at least take a step. I'm going to at least see what I can do with this big drone shot that I see in my heart and my head. That's what we all have to do in 2021. I always have a word. I always have a song that like helps me to keep in the same vibe with my goals every year. I haven't picked my song yet, but my word is go. Just G-O, go. And I would ask you, you know, and I hope that made sense to everybody joining, because hi, I'm Adrienne. But
for those of you who are here who follow me, y'all see Adrienne on ABC.
Hi.
You see her on Good Morning America. You see her on there's ABC shows. Yes, she is the author. This is her book. Yeah. Oh, I told you.
You did. I didn't know it was right there in your hand. Yeah.
When I walked over there, I was like, I got the book. This is her book. It's called Your Hidden SuperPower, the kindness that makes you unbeatable at work and connects you with anyone.
That's right. And it's not what you think. You think that I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of like just being nice, and I talk about other things that besides that. So in fact, interestingly enough, and I don't even think you know that you made the same connection, but you said, who are you is one of the biggest questions that you can ask. And doing that personal assessment and actually taking time to get to know who you are and what makes you tick, that is one of the main topics inside the book. Is I'll tell you the answer to who are you. If someone wants to say, who are you, Roland? You know what to say. But most people, if I ask them, who are you, they do not know.
Yep.
And the second question that I've asked the people are stumped is, do you love yourself? And you brought that up. So I think that you will really enjoy the book if you haven't finished it yet. And I think that other people really enjoy it. But besides that, I think that you gave a lot of insight into what has helped you in your path. And people don't have to try to duplicate or copy as much as take the wisdom and apply it where you are.
And it has nothing to do with size or money.
Yeah.
The what I am describing for you when I was the managing editor of the Dallas Weekly and I was making $45,000, it was the exact same. It was, yo, that's a hell of a front page. Oh my God, that issue. That's what I'm saying. See, so it has, and that's the mistake I think people have. They think, oh, Roland, you won't say that because of the money you make and what you. No. It was if I had never.
Yes,
and
it's
I know
on
people
Audible.
think if I had never left Dallas, Texas, and was never on CNN for 6 years, and was never on TV1, and was never all the things that I've done. I just posted my Larry King interview in 2000, all these different things.
Oh, God bless. Yeah, Larry King.
I literally said the exact, what I am describing for you was literally what I was describing for somebody in 1998 when I ran the Dallas Weekly. It wasn't about, because even when I came out of college, I mean, I was named the best student in my high school by the teachers there. I was the top student in my college, my journalism department. I didn't want to work for the Washington Post and the New York Times, because even then I said, I can do great work no matter where I work.
Yeah.
So my professional joy has never been predicated on the size of the entity. It's never been, oh, okay, I'm here, so now I want to go work here, and now I need to work here, and now that's why I can say it's not the largeness of the company on your business card.
That's a good tip. That was a really good word.
I can't name the company, but in late 2019, there's a sister working for a Fortune 500 company. And she was devastated because they basically said, it's time for you to go. Brilliant sister, smart. I'm talking about brilliant. She was in a state of depression. I knew her, but I didn't know her well. I knew her. So I had a speech at this place. I'm not gonna name what it was. Too many connections. I had a speech, and we sat down for lunch, and I began to ask her some questions. And I know one of my spiritual gifts has been discernment and prophetic. I've always known that. So we're talking, and I asked her. I said, "Well," she was expressing frustration. I was like, "We beyond that." I said, "Do you know this person?" She said, "Well, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Do you know these major women in business?" She says, "No." I said, "I do. I'm gonna connect you with them." I didn't want anything from her. I ain't trying to date her. I ain't trying to sleep with her. I ain't trying to get money from her. I ain't trying to, my whole deal, I saw what she didn't see. She was blocked. She was blocked. So we're sitting there, and now here's what was funny. We're talking about 40 minutes in. I said, so-and-so, I said, write this down. So-and-so said to give him a call. She said, wait a minute. Did you just text him? I said, oh, when I told you I was going to hit him, did you think I was going to wait till Monday? I texted him right here. I said, I don't wait. I connect right now. She eventually gets connect with him. This is October. We go into 2020. Her last day was the end of January. We go into 2020. COVID hits. I call her in April. She's like, "Oh my God, I've been meaning to call you." She says, "Let me tell you what happened." I said, "What happened?" She then began to tell me about this major job she now has, making twice as much than what she made at the major. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company. It's a Fortune 500 company, but it ain't that company. This company has the name brand. If I told you this company, you would be like, whoa. I mean, this is the name, like one of the top 10 all-time names in America. Twice as much money. One of her regrets was that she did not do a lot of international work in early parts of her career. This has an international component to her job. She's one person removed from the CEO. There was a person who she met with about being on boards of directors, and this person essentially said, you're gonna look. I deal with people who are already on this level. This person just dismissed her. 5 months later, she's on that level. And she said, Roland, there were people who I've known and have been friends with for 20 years who did not lift a finger for me like you did. She said, why? I said, because why not? I said, it didn't cost me anything to text this person. It didn't cost me anything to hit this person, say, can you meet with her? I said, then it was on you. The position that she is, and so we then had our conversation, because I then began to speak into her, oh, you are going to be a CEO in 5 years. She automatically, oh, I don't know. I said, stop. I said, I want you to understand that when you start voicing apprehension, you're putting that into, that's been made public. And I said, 6 months ago, you didn't even think you would be here. I said, so you don't need to be sitting here, because at first she was like, well, you know, my husband has this job and where he is. And I said, what they are going to pay you and the opportunities you're about to have, your husband will be able to get to any hospital in America. But she was so stuck on the largeness of the company that she didn't realize that what was inside of her can go anywhere, and it hit her. And she said, I never thought I'd be working in this industry, but the things that she was so angry that this company did not appreciate in her, this company did. So too many of us are so just hell-bent on, but they don't appreciate me, they don't see me, because it's time for you to go. You trying to make, it's time for you to go. And going back to the personal assessment, when you know you and when you see it. And again, everything that I'm doing right now, I saw. I saw it in high school. I saw it in college. I saw it when I got out. I saw it every place that I worked. I was trying to get Black newspapers doing digital in 1998. I launched the first Black news source audio podcast in 2005. Video in 2006. That was 15 years ago. When I turned TV One down, Adrienne, this is no lie, Alfred Liggins, the CEO of Urban One, said he wanted to meet with me. I go into the office, and this is what he says. Well, you know, it's really difficult starting your own media company. I said, your mama started her own media company with one radio station, and now this is Urban One. Now you own 52 radio stations, 2 cable networks, a digital division. I said, by the way, you know I have not been full-time with this company. I said, y'all have been paying my media company for the last 13 years. So I ain't just starting one. I launched this show and people told me I was crazy. We do 100.4 million views the first year. We do 260 million views the next year. We do 600,000 in revenue in year 1. We do 3 million in revenue in year 2. Because I didn't get caught up in, it's not CNN, it's not ABC, it's not, I'm just over here being Roland Martin Unfiltered. And I'm going to take this and build it to, well, I'm not going to say it, but I'll announce it next month. So the point is,
that's a deep tease.
That was always the vision.
Yeah.
That was always the vision, because I did not get caught up in the largeness of the letters on my business card, because I looked at opportunity.
That's good. Well, I feel like that's a great place to put a bow on it, because you just, what do you say after that? You know, really, I think that.
Easy. You say get Adrienne's book. Her book is, and you will see her soon on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Yes, her book is Your Hidden Superpower. Everything that I'm saying and she's saying, it's already in here. You just got to tap into it.
That's right. It's really all in here. Sometimes this gets in the way, but it needs to be connected. So thank you so much. This was a nice surprise. And thanks for requesting to be on my live.
No sweat.
I was cooking my sweet potatoes, and now I'm going to go eat them. I'm going to have to heat them up again, but it was well worth it.
Yes, you got to heat them up again.
I'm going to go heat up.
Look forward to having you on the show.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right, then.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Bye.
Later.